And now let's move on to the old school video games. Strange as it may seem, there's only been a few of them. Only 2 Conan games were released in the 80s and 90s. Conan the Mystery of Time for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and Conan the Cimmerian for PC. The PC version is a simple role-playing game with side and overview battles. We play a main hero walking the streets, doing the simple quests, killing the villains, and generally doing the right thing. Nothing special, but the game is worth playing. Let's have a look at another more interesting game for NES, which was released in 1990. Our guest will help us out too. So we press start and begin our game in a cave closely resembling hell, and naturally we try to familiarize ourselves with the control system. And here's our first obstacle, the lousy control system. It would seem to be impossible to ruin it in a side-scroller, as the scheme is pretty standard. You walk, you jump, you attack. But it's different here. B and A buttons are responsible for the lower and upper strikes respectively. How do I jump, you ask? With the up button, right? But it's not enough. To jump aside, you have to press the up button while you're running, or the down button. Yes, I couldn't understand myself who thought to put the jump on the down button. It's a big slap in the face to your every gaming instinct. But wait, there's more! You have to pick up the objects that drop down from your enemies. To simply touch them wouldn't be enough. Logically, you may guess that you have to bend down and pick them up. But don't forget that the down button on the D-pad is meant for another action. When I first started playing the game, I had lost a few lives before I figured it out. Are you ready? You have to press down and the A button almost at the same time. I guarantee you won't be able to manage that right away. You want to pick up an object? No way, you'll just jump away from it. Why did they have to do that? Oi, let's move on. Another drawback of the control system is the ineffectiveness of a hand strike. It's short, so it won't reach your enemy with you being at a safe distance. So you'll definitely get hurt. Especially watch your sword. You have to calculate your every move so the sword will hit exactly in the middle of your enemy. I can't say the same about the kick though, it's actually powerful and useful. I use the kicks as a main weapon all the time. You'll have to agree it's a little strange that a metal sword isn't more powerful than Conan's hairy leg.
Hey, I save them sometimes with my sword.
Let's get back to the gameplay. When you finally learned all the controls and done your first good jump on a platform, that's when you meet your enemies. Usually they're divided into 3 groups: ground, flying, and mini-boss. It's worth mentioning that you won't have to fight 2 ground or 3 flying enemies together, because they'll attack you one by one throughout the level. You don't have to kill them except on the first level, but killing the flying enemies will get you a bonus in the form of a missile or refilling your life bar. So, if you need to heal or restock your knives ammunition, just stand there and kick the enemies using some barbarian kicks. Follow this scheme and it'll be really unlikely for you to lose. But I'm not saying the game is easy, especially on the first level. At first, we're just walking through the cave trying to figure out the next step. Then we stumble upon a chimera who's pretty powerful. How do we kill it? Well, thanks to this book, I know in order to kill a beast, you may write this down if you need to, you'll need a trident, which you can get by killing Satan, which is not an easy task to do due to his ability to teleport. For Satan to appear, the lonely skeleton, which is hanging there, has to be thrown off his chain by the sword, which you can get by kicking the wind out of the skeleton. And in order to learn how to kick the poor skeleton, you'll have to puzzle out the god-awful mind-numbing control systems! Ugh! Conan, did you remember all of this? Now, a little about the graphics and then Conan can personally assess this game. Truthfully, the graphics have left me a few questions. On one hand, the graphics look dimensional and dark, and the monsters look really good as well. On the other hand, look at this level for example. It's so badly made that the enemies kill themselves just to escape it. The color scheme is lacking, and if you look closely enough, you'll see just a good Atari game. Finally, the animation is pretty laughable. Just look at our hero's movements. It's like an athlete trying to run on the moon. And for our final part, let's have Conan play the game and give us his opinion. Thank you for watching The Tales Show. We'll meet our guest again in the next episode, and if you wish to support our project, click right here. Thank you, and see you next time.